Who was Captain Cook? Captain James Cook was one of the greatest explorers in history. He sailed across oceans and discovered many places that were unknown to Europeans. His life was full of adventure, danger, and learning. This is the story of Captain Cook's life, from a young boy in England to a famous sea captain who changed the world. Early life. James Cook was born on October 27, 1728, in a small village in Yorkshire, England. His father was a Scottish farm worker. When James was young, he helped his father on the farm. He also loved learning, especially math and geography, so much that his father's employer paid for his schooling. When James was 16 years old, he left home to work in a shop by the sea, but he didn't stay there long. He was fascinated by the ocean and wanted to be a sailor, so he joined a ship and started learning how to sail. James worked on ships that carried coal along the English coast. He studied maps and the stars. He worked in dangerous waters and learned quickly. He also learned how to draw charts and use tools like a compass and sextant. His commanders saw that he was smart and careful. After a few years, he became the captain of a ship. But James Cook wanted more than just to sail around England. In 1755, he joined the British Navy. At that time, England was fighting in a war called the 7 Years' War. James helped the Navy by drawing maps of places like Canada and the St. Lawrence River. His maps were very accurate and helped the British win battles. Because of his good work, James Cook was noticed by important people in the Navy. They saw he had talent and could do even greater things. First voyage to the Pacific Ocean. In 1768, the British government chose James Cook to lead a special journey. He would sail across the world to the Pacific Ocean. His job was to watch the planet Venus move across the sun. This would help scientists learn more about the solar system, but there was another reason for the trip. The British wanted Cook to find and map new lands. They thought there might be a great southern continent called Terra Australis. No one knew if it was real or not. Cook left England on a ship called the Endeavour. On the way, he stopped at Tahiti to watch Venus. Then he continued sailing. He reached New Zealand and made the first accurate maps of the islands. After that, he sailed west and reached the east coast of Australia. He was the first European to explore and map this part of Australia. Cook and his crew met many Aboriginal people there. They were surprised to see animals like kangaroos, which were strange to them. After exploring the coast, they returned to England in 1771. Cook was now a hero. Second voyage, around the South Pole. In 1772, Cook set out on his second voyage. This time, he had two ships, the Resolution and the Adventure. His goal was to find the southern continent, if it existed. Cook sailed very far south, into icy waters. He crossed the Antarctic Circle, the first known person to do so. The weather was terrible, with storms and freezing winds, but Cook kept going. He showed that there was no great southern continent, at least not where people had thought. He also visited many islands in the Pacific, including Tonga and Easter Island. He made maps and learned about the people who lived there. On this journey, Cook tried to keep his sailors healthy by giving them fresh food and making them clean the ship. Because of this, fewer men died of disease than on other ships. Cook returned to England in 1775. He was more famous than ever. Third voyage, the search for the Northwest Passage. In 1776, James Cook went on his third and last voyage. This time, he was looking for a sea route from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean through the north of Canada. This route was called the Northwest Passage. Many people believed it would help ships travel faster between Europe and Asia. Cook sailed again on the Resolution with another ship called the Discovery. In 1779, he visited Hawaii for the first time and called the islands the Sandwich Islands. The people there were friendly at first. The Hawaiians gave them food, supplies, and gifts. The sailors traded iron nails and tools, which were valuable to the Hawaiians. But after some time, small problems began. Some of the sailors disrespected the Hawaiian people and their sacred places. Tensions started to grow. After about a month, Cook and his ships left Hawaii, but strong winds caused damage to their ship. They had no choice but to turn back. Cook had to return to Hawaii to get supplies and repair the ship. This second visit was not as friendly. The Hawaiians had grown tired of the visitors. Food was harder to get, and the local people were not as welcoming. On the morning of February 14th, 1779, someone from the island stole a small boat called a cutter from the Discovery. It was an important boat used for moving supplies. Cook wanted the boat back. He decided to take a bold step by going ashore to capture the Hawaiian chief, Kalaniʻōpuʻu, as a way to force the return of the boat. Cook went to the village and invited the chief to come with him to the ship. At first, the chief agreed, but as they walked to the beach, locals started to gather. The crowd grew angry. They did not understand what was happening and were worried about their chief. Tension filled the air. When they reached the shore, things got worse. The chief's wife and others begged him not to go. More Hawaiians arrived with weapons. Cook's men were nervous. Suddenly, there was shouting. A man hit Cook with a club from behind. Cook turned and fired his gun, but it did not stop the crowd. A group of warriors surrounded Cook. He tried to defend himself with a sword, but he was struck again and again. In the end, Captain Cook was killed on the beach of Kealakekua Bay. He was 50 years old. 4 of Cook's men were also killed. The rest managed to escape back to the ship. After Cook's death, the Hawaiians took his body. The sailors were angry and shocked, but a few days later, the Hawaiian chief returned parts of Cook's body, including bones and hair. Cook's crew buried the remains at sea, as was the custom for British sailors. Cook's legacy. Even though he died far from home, Captain Cook left behind a great legacy. His voyages helped Europeans learn more about the Pacific Ocean and the lands around it. He made many maps that were used for over 100 years. He showed how to care for sailors on long trips. He also helped people understand different cultures. People around the world remember him today. There are statues, books, and even places named after him, like the Cook Islands and the Cook Strait.
Question 1. Where was Captain James Cook born? A. London. B. Yorkshire. C. Dublin. Two. What was Captain Cook's job before he joined the British Navy? A. He worked on coal ships. B. He was a teacher. C. He was a farmer. Three. What war did Cook help Britain with by making maps of Canada? A. American Civil War. B. 7 Years' War. C. Napoleonic Wars. Four. What was the name of Cook's ship on his first voyage? A. Discovery. B. Resolution. C. Endeavour. Five. What planet did Cook observe from Tahiti? A. Venus. B. Mars. C. Jupiter. Six. Which country's east coast did Cook explore and map for the first time? A. New Zealand. B. India. C. Australia. Seven. What ocean did Cook explore on all 3 voyages? A. Atlantic Ocean. B. Pacific Ocean. C. Indian Ocean. Eight. How did Cook help keep his sailors healthy? A. He gave them medicine. B. He made them exercise and rest often. C. He gave them fresh food and kept the ship clean. Nine. What route was Cook looking for on his third voyage? A. The Northwest Passage. B. The Silk Road. C. The Spice Route. Ten. What caused the conflict that led to Cook's death? A. Cook tried to take a Hawaiian chief hostage. B. The Hawaiians attacked first. C. Strong winds destroyed his ship.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.